Hey warriors, welcome to this back to school video. The purpose of this video is to share with you some practical information for the first day of school and for the start of school. But also at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you just a little bit more about our overall approach to education. What is the warrior way? How do we approach school and your child's development here at Wallace Christian Academy? So thank you for joining the Warrior Nation. We want to say thank you to all our returning parents and students, and we want to say welcome to all our new families. And our prayer is that your child, if you're new, would quickly settle in, and for those returning, we're looking forward to seeing those familiar faces again. Our mission here at Wallace Christian Academy is to raise up warriors for Christ. Our school verse comes from Ephesians 6. And Ephesians 6 talks about the armor of God. Put on the full armor of God, and that's where we get our warrior mascot from. So every day this year, students will be saying this verse: be strong in the Lord and the power of His might. And we just want that to become part of their core, that strong foundation. Our verse for the year is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And again, our students will make this their own because they'll say this verse daily. And then we'll also have some monthly verses that we'll share later. They say a picture speaks 1,000 words, and I think that is true for this picture. I think this picture just captures the heart of our school. Several aspects here. You see all our students, different ages, different backgrounds, and our staff. And here we are taking hands, so we're one, we're together, we're in unity, we're one family. We're standing under the Christian flag because we put our trust in Jesus. We stand under the American flag because we are grateful for our nation, and we're grateful for the opportunity and the freedom to have a Christian school where we can freely teach what the Bible teaches. And then you see the church, Poston Baptist Sanctuary there in the background. And that's such a beautiful picture because Wallace Christian Academy is a ministry of Poston Baptist Church. And we're only going into our third year. So in a sense, we're still a baby, and Poston Baptist is the parent. And man, they have been a great parent to the school. They have just supported the school in so many ways, and we're extremely grateful for Poston Baptist and everything they do for the school. So it's going to be interesting as we grow this year. We'll most likely need to do 2 circles there, and we'll meet around the pole again several times this year. But to me, this is just a beautiful picture of what our school is about. Talking about growth, you might have seen the sign that says Wallace Christian Academy, big vision, bold faith, bright future. And we're just so grateful that God has allowed us to grow as a school. And as you'll see there, we've got steady growth, and as we go into year 3, we feel that our systems are in place and we have our process in place to handle more students. So we're excited about what God is doing. And ultimately, our vision is to go all the way up to 12th grade. So there you have the picture of the parent who took the back to school photo, first day of school, all the way for 13 years from kindergarten to 12th grade. And that's our prayer, and that's our vision for our school, to ultimately go all the way through middle school, high school, and offer everything that all the other local Christian schools around in our area offer. That's our prayer, and that's our goal. We want to go all the way up to 12th grade. So now I'm just going to share with you some very specific information about the next few weeks and kind of the start of school. So on Monday, we'll have Meet the Teacher. Come when you can during those times. Main goal is to meet your child's teacher, see their classroom, and this will also be a good time for you to drop off their supplies. The supply list is available on our website, that Parent Resources tab. It's very key. Please check out everything on there. If you cannot make it to meet the teacher, then please send in your supplies on the first day of school. I'm going to send out a staff directory for you so you can kind of put a name to a face, but we are just so grateful for the office staff that we have, and we've got one pre-K class, one kindergarten class, 2 first grade classes, 2 second grade classes, and then a 3rd grade and a 4th grade. And then we have our after school staff and our resource classes. So we are just so grateful for the team that God has assembled. Our teachers are excited and they're ready to work with your child. So here's a question that I want you to think about. What does our school ask from our parents? And the answer to that question is pretty simple. We need some grace. We are still new, and even though we're in year 3, each year that we grow, we have to make some tweaks and changes. So for our returning families, a lot of things will look exactly the same as last year, but at the same time, there are some changes, some new things. For our new families, please let us know if you have questions. And we just like to establish upfront an open communication. If there's something that bothers you, please let us know. You are already our biggest fan, our greatest support, and we want to establish a good relationship between our school and our parents. We're in the month of August, and that means that August tuition is now due. So you can go into your GradeLink account and you can view your bill in GradeLink. You'll see any outstanding tuition and fees listed there. You view your bill in GradeLink and you pay your bill on the Wallace Christian Academy website. You just add things to your cart, you type in the amount you want to pay, type in your student's name, and we'll process it on our end. Please be aware that tuition is due monthly upfront, so beginning of August to August tuition is due. Then at the end of August, you'll pay for lunch and after school used in August. So tuition monthly upfront, lunch and after school monthly in arrears. So beginning of September, you will pay September's tuition, and then you'll pay August lunch and after school fees if that occurred. Please note that our due date for payments is the 10th of the month. So after the 10th, we will apply a late fee. Okay, so first day of school is Wednesday, and there's the schedule there. 7:30 drop-off for kindergarten through 4th grade, 8:15 drop-off for our pre-K. Please note that we will not be able to allow students on campus before 7:30. We have our staff in place at 7:30. If you would like to walk with your student to Coley Hall, I'll show you here in a moment where you can park. But also just keep in mind that we do have chapel. We're starting on a Wednesday, so we have chapel on our first Wednesday. Pastor Chris Jarman's going to be our speaker. We're going to have some live music. Our music teacher is going to have them ready for chapel. So parents, you're welcome to join us. We will have after school starting on the first day. Pre-K starts with 3 half days, so pre-K can pick up at 12 o'clock, right after their lunch. So when it comes to drop-off in the morning, please, for our returning parents, just note that we're moving the drop-off spot right there in front of the sanctuary, that stretch there, just to create a little bit more room. We don't want our carpool line to back up into the highway. So you'll see the staff there ready to unload your child. If you drop off in the carpool line, there's no need for you to get out of your car. Somebody will help your child get out. Parents, if you want to park and walk your child into Coley Hall the first few days, you're welcome to do that. Please just park in the designated parent parking areas. So we're just thinking about safety. We don't want to have too much movement in the parking lot. So please follow the one-way system and then walk your child over to Coley Hall, and then our staff will be there to get them to their class. This is very important. Everybody will receive 2 car hangers. If you need more, we can provide more. It is very important that you display your car hanger when you drop off a child and when you pick up. And please hang it from the mirror so it's visible. This speeds up our process. It also makes sure and helps to ensure that the right students go home with the right parents. So we will not be able to put a child in a car without a car hanger, because a lot of our parents are new. We don't know who goes with who yet. So please, you can get this car hanger when you come in for Meet the Teacher. And if not, we will give you one on the first day of school. We'll send it home with you. So starting that Thursday, we need everybody to have your car hanger for drop-off and for pickup. Please, this is very important. Help us with that. Pre-K parents, please note that you will need to sign your child in and out daily when you drop them off and pick them up. Your carpool sign will have pre-K highlighted, so our staff will know. They'll have a clipboard. You don't have to get out of the car, and you'll just need to sign your child in and out daily. Thursday's schedule looks similar to Wednesday, except we just won't have chapel. And then keep in mind that on Friday we get out at 2 o'clock, and then after school will be available from 2 to 6. Please make sure your child brings a non-spill water bottle with them, and we need it to be non-spill. So if you look at those pictures, there are lots of various types and styles of bottles, but bottom line is, if it gets knocked over or if it's in the child's book bag upside down, it just needs to be sealed. So therefore, tumblers like you see in that picture, or like a Stanley cup that has a straw, even though it seals most of the cup, when those get knocked over, there's water over the child's work. So please make sure it's a non-spill water bottle. And this is for them to use during the day. So please, water only in these bottles. They'll fill them up at the water fountains. If you want to send in a soft drink or a juice or flavored water for lunch, you can do so. But in the water bottles, let's have water only. If a child doesn't have a water bottle, the school will provide one at an additional charge. Please make sure to pack a good snack starting Wednesday. And you know your child, you know how hungry they're going to get during the morning time before lunch. So make sure it's somewhat healthy. Make sure it's enough. And please limit candy. We're not saying no candy, but don't send in a whole bag of Skittles or a whole big family-sized pack of M&Ms. And if a child doesn't have a snack, again, the school will provide a snack, but there will be an additional charge for that. Students are welcome to pack their own lunchbox. I'm going to talk about lunch sign up here in a little bit, but if you plan for your child to pack their lunch, again, please make sure there's enough for them to last them the whole day. We do have microwaves available, so you can pack leftovers or something that's easy to warm up. A thermos works really well to keep food warm. Now keep in mind, we have 2 lunches with over 100 students, so you've got over 50 students at a time in the lunchroom. So when we use the microwave, we just want to make sure that it's something that's easy to warm up. So you'll see there, no frozen meals allowed. That takes a long time to prep the meal, and then the meal is hot, and oftentimes, the meal is not even cooled down by the time lunch is over. So no frozen meals. You can send something in that can be warmed up, but try and pack a lot of things that are easy for the child to get to. Our staff will be available to help, but keep in mind there are a lot of students in the lunchroom. If your child brings down lunchbox, please pack everything that they need. That includes silverware, a napkin, condiments, anything else that your child will need for their lunch. You can go ahead and order school lunch for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on our website under Parent Resources. You'll see the sign up tab there, and we provide school lunch at $5 per lunch. Normally, lunch is due on a Monday by 8 o'clock. So for this coming week, we just need your order in by Monday morning. And let's just get in that routine. You'll get a text message, you'll get an email link on a Sunday afternoon. Just go ahead and place that order as soon as that comes through, because our secretary, Michelle, places lunch orders Monday mornings. If a student did not order lunch and they didn't bring lunch, or they forgot their lunchbox, we will provide them with the school lunch, but in addition to the $5 lunch cost, there will be an extra late order charge, because in those cases, we need to rush to try and get an extra lunch there for the child. After school will be available from day one. Students have to be signed up. You have to go on the parent resource page there and list all the pickup people and contact numbers. After school is $10 a day or $160 a month for those who stay every day. 3 to 6, Monday through Thursday, 2 to 6 on a Friday. Please make sure you pick up your child before 6 p.m. There will be a late fee for any students picked up after 6 o'clock. We're going to start on a Wednesday, so we'll have chapel that first day, and moving forward, chapel every Wednesday at 2:15. Parents, you're invited to attend. Throughout the year, we'll have some special chapels, and we'll make you aware of that. But on a regular Wednesday, feel free to join us. The sanctuary will be unlocked. You park in the designated parking area and just come in and enjoy chapel with us. If you plan to take your child with you after chapel, you'll just need to sign them out in the sanctuary from their teacher. We will have field trips, and these will be class trips, so you'll get more information from your child's teacher. But we'll do a trip in the fall, in the winter, and in the spring, and parents are always welcome to chaperone those. I'm going to send out the student handbook. It's a pretty lengthy document, so I just want to highlight a few things from the handbook. First of all, we don't have a school uniform, and we normally ask students to wear their red shirt on chapel days, but on Wednesday, because it's the first day of school, there's no need for your child to wear their red shirt. Our new students have not received their shirts yet. We're waiting on our t-shirt order. So first day of school, wear any type of back-to-school outfit. We'll have a photographer at school to take some pictures of our first day. So let your child dress in the way that you think would be a good start to the school year. Parents, on our website, we have a spirit shop where you can order extra apparel and also order something for your child or yourself. You'll see in the handbook, we are saying no hats, no hoodies, no sunglasses inside. So students are allowed to bring these to school and they can wear them when they're outside, but just not when they're inside the classroom or inside Coley Hall. We've revised our rewards and consequences chart. We've simplified it, and it's simply a stoplight. So you've got every day child starts on green, yellow will be a warning, and then after several warnings, or depending on the behavior, child might clip down to a red. Now, parents, you'll receive a calendar sent home daily with your child's color for that day. I want to ask you, if your child clips down, please understand that it's not the end of the world. Every new day, the child starts back on green. Our teachers will explain to you why they clip down. We will give a consequence depending on the situation. And we're just trying to teach our children that certain actions have consequences, and at the same time, good actions have positive consequences called rewards. So every Wednesday during chapel, we will still recognize our super students, students who go above and beyond. So we want to recognize and reward the good behavior, and we just want to correct and help steer students who needs just a gentle reminder, this is not the right way to respond in a certain situation. So please keep in mind with all of this, we're trying to help your child, and we're also trying to foster a learning environment in the classroom where there aren't too many distractions and where everybody can learn. So parents, work with us on this, and also to do some positive reinforcement. If a student remains on green for the whole month, then at the end of the month, there'll be a reward party for everybody who stayed on green. If your child clips down to yellow and they miss out a reward party, please understand that the next month it starts over and they'll have a fresh start. So we'll communicate with you. You'll hear from from the teacher. Keep that communication open and trust our teachers. They want to help your child learn how to behave well in certain environments, and ultimately behavior affects learning, and that's what we are about. We want your child to do well. Please note that we will not be able to allow students in the building before 7:30 a.m. And so you've got from 7:30 to 8 to drop your child off. A student will be counted tardy after 8 a.m. If you arrive after 8 a.m., you'll need to park, walk your child up to the front office and sign them in, and then they'll be marked tardy. We understand that things happen and sometimes you run late, so we do allow 10 tardies for the year. We're going to send out our precautionary healthcare measures, but if a student is sick, we want to make sure that they get help as quickly as possible. So the teacher will send them to the office, we'll check their temperature, we'll find out what symptoms they're facing, and depending on the symptoms, we'll contact the parent. And if it is serious symptoms, we're going to ask you to please come and pick up your child. And then our policy is for your child to be 24 hours symptom free before they can return to school. Keep in mind you are allowed 20 absences for the school year. If a child needs to have medicine at school that we have to keep, this is prescription medicine. There's a form on our website that your physician needs to sign. Turn that form in with the medicine at the office, and then we'll store that medicine either in the office. If it's something like an inhaler or an EpiPen, we can store that in the classroom. We'll lock it up, keep it safe. So any over-the-counter medicine like Tylenol or cough drops, we'll keep that in the office, but we will contact you before we give your child any medicine for you to tell us whether that's okay or not. And we'll just keep communicating with you if your child is saying they're not feeling well. We have a great PTO, and you're going to hear a lot from them, and I want to encourage you to get involved. There'll be plenty of opportunities for you to support our school through our PTO. The first one being the Mums fundraiser. You've already received information about that, so share with your friends and family. And our PTO is busy raising money for our second playground, so it's all going to a good cause. You'll receive a calendar with just some upcoming events, and you'll hear more about this closer to each date, but just look over that. There's some good things coming throughout the year. So that's kind of back to school in general. And now I just briefly want to talk about our overall approach to educating your child at our school. So the first part was more just practical information. So this part is more just let's take a step back. And I just want to share a few thoughts with you to help you understand our overall approach. And there's that picture again of the student all the way, it's that 13-year journey for all of us from kindergarten to 12th grade, regardless of the setting, whether, you homeschool or private school or public school. It's a long journey. So the question that I ask our staff is, what do you think our parents expect from us as a Christian private school? And I want you to think about that question. How would you answer that? What do you expect from Wallace Christian Academy for your child? Why did you choose a Christian school? Why did you choose a private school? Think about your answer. I want to suggest there's a good chance that your answer would fall in one of three categories. And this is our commitment to you as parents and to your child. First, you want a Christian education. You want a biblical foundation. There are a lot of questionable things being taught and kind of forced upon public schools. So as parents, we want our children to learn about the world with a biblical worldview. And again, as a Christian school, we have the freedom to do that. Becca's very strong. It's got that Christian foundation. So we believe in the Bible. We teach what the Bible teaches. Secondly, you want your child to excel. And I call it next step readiness. So think about it. You just want to know at the end of 2024, 2025, will my child be ready to go from kindergarten to first grade, to go from fourth grade to fifth grade? And ultimately, will they make it through lower school, middle school, high school, so that they can then be ready to explore a career or to go to college, to become a young adult, to become a productive citizen in this world? And that's our goal, the bigger perspective. We want to help your child succeed. And that's why we look at the overall performance, back to behavior. My child clipped down today. I understand that could be upsetting, but let's look at the bigger picture. How did they do this whole month? How did they do, the first 9 weeks? And let's look at every aspect, because ultimately we just want to help them grow and be ready for the next grade and for the next phase of their education. And then an important one is campus safety. And I'm going to touch on each three of these for a moment. So this picture, again, picture speaks 1,000 words. This happened early on in our first year during the morning routine and the prayer and the moment of silence. Some students asked their teacher out of their own if it's okay for them to kneel down. And during this time of kneeling down, out of their own, they started praying. And I would often just go in that classroom in the morning, because that's a great way to start your day, to hear children praying. And we're thankful that we have the ability to raise our children up in a Christian environment. Now, the second point, next step, readiness. We care about your child's academic progress. So we want them to be smart. We want them to grasp. We want them to read and write and know about math and science and history and all of that. But we also care about your child's heart. And here's what's going to happen at our school. Every day, seed will be sown in their hearts. Kingdom seed, gospel seed. It's just woven throughout the school day. And we care about your child's faith. But we also care about your child's social development. Because think about it. If you look at these three areas, if we only excel in one and lack in the other, we're not becoming the whole person God called us to be. We want to gain more knowledge in our heads. We want to grow closer to God in our hearts. And then we want to be able to take hands with people around us, make friends, know how to interact with our peers, with other adults. And that's what we want to teach our children. All three of these aspects are important to us. We are called to train up our children in the way of the Lord. Let's talk a little about campus safety. That's such an important topic to think about. And as a school, we have taken the precautionary measures to do what we can to keep our campus safe. So every door locks automatically. You got to have a key fob to move around on campus. We have a good relationship with Wallace PD. They show up every now and then, just sporadically, and do walkthroughs and pop into the classroom. You'll see some police cars in the parking lot. Don't be alarmed. They're just there. They're looking out for us. And we do emergency drills, and we have an emergency response plan in place, and we'll share more about that, and our students will go through those drills. So that's what we can do in the natural. But if you look at this picture, it reminds us that we do what we can, but we also trust God to keep us safe. So we ask you to pray for our students and our staff and our campus daily, for God to truly send His angels to encamp around us. We do the things we can to prepare, and we trust God to keep us safe. So what can parents expect from your child's teacher? We have a great team, and I'm excited. Each one of them brings something special to the table, lots of experience, lots of enthusiasm, and our teachers are ready to teach your child. But I want to ask you a question, and just something to think about. Is teaching a science, or is it an art? And just think about that for a moment. What would your answer be to that question? I want to suggest it's both. And even think about our personalities and our gift sets. Maybe you're more scientific. Maybe you're more like a logic thinker. Well, at the same time, we know there are people who are truly artistic and really gifted in that area and they look at life slightly different. Well, we care about both of those aspects. So let's go from science and art to head and heart. So there you have the brain and you have the heart, and we care about both. And when we talk about heart, we're not talking about the organ heart, we're talking about the soul, the innermost being. So there is a science to teaching, and our teachers are going to impart knowledge. And in Becca and our Bible curriculum, we want to get information into your child's brain, and we want to make sure it sticks, and we want to make sure it clicks. So we're going to teach, we're going to test in the spring, and we're going to assess how is this child performing academically. At the same time, we care about their heart. Our teachers are going to show care, they're going to use their experience, and we want your child not just to develop mentally, but we want your child to grow emotionally and spiritually as well. And I want to now take it one step further. It's not just head and heart, but we care about head, heart, and hands. So think about it. Ultimately, we want to prepare our children to use their hands to one day be prepared for the career or the field that they are going to flourish in. And we care about all three of those aspects. So this is just a little bit of our approach here at Wallace Christian Academy. Please know that we are praying for you. We are praying for your child. And we're asking God to give us a great start of the school year. For those who are nervous, we pray that God will help our new students to get settled in. And even our returning students, it's going to be new because they're going to have a new classroom, new teacher, new curriculum. So there's going to be some nerves, but I believe, whatever nerves there might be Wednesday morning, come recess time, Wednesday or lunchtime, everybody's going to be happy and kind of just find their rhythm. So please know we're praying for you. We're praying for your child. I know this is a lot of information. Please process it all, look through all the handouts that we'll be emailing out, and let us know if you have any questions. We're looking forward to a great start of the school year, and we pray God's blessings over us as a school. Thanks for taking time to watch this. Be blessed.